They used to say that a woman's destiny was written the day she learned how to endure. In a quiet town in southwestern Nigeria, where red dust clung stubbornly to bare feet and palm trees whispered secrets to the wind, lived a woman named Morenike. She was young, soft-spoken, and carried a strength no one noticed, until the day she walked out of her husband's house with a baby boy pressed tightly against her chest. Her husband, Kunle, was Nigerian like her, born of the same soil, speaking the same language, yet their marriage had become a house without peace. Words turned into silence. Silence turned into cold nights. And one evening, after a quarrel that ended with her tears soaking the floor, Morenike wrapped her newborn son, Toby, in a faded cloth and stepped into the night. No ceremony. No goodbye. Only a mother and her child walking toward the unknown. People talked. Of course they did. She has failed as a wife, some said. She will return, others whispered. But Morenike did not return. Fate had other plans. Miles away, in another part of the same land, lived a man named Adewale. He too was Nigerian. He too carried loss like a shadow. His wife had disappeared months earlier, leaving behind a crying baby boy named Samuel. The child wailed day and night, not for food but for warmth, the kind only a mother could give. Adewale tried. He hired help. He begged relatives, but nothing could replace what the baby needed most. Then Morenike arrived. She came into Adewale's life quietly, not as a savior, but as a woman looking for shelter and dignity. When she explained her story, Adewale listened without judgment. Two broken lives, standing face to face, both carrying infants too young to understand sorrow. What bound them was not romance. It was responsibility. When Morenike first saw little Samuel crying until his voice broke, something ancient stirred inside her. She looked at her own son sleeping peacefully, his lips still shiny with milk. That night, she made a decision that would change history. She pulled both boys close to her chest. She breastfed them together. 2 children. 2 bloodlines. 1 heart. Ducks. Neighbors were shocked. Is she mad? How can she feed another woman's child? But Morenike did not listen. Day after day, night after night, she nursed both boys. When one cried, she woke. When the other fell sick, she prayed. She did not see them as his child or my child. To her, they were simply sons. Milk flowed. Love multiplied. And the house that once echoed with crying slowly filled with laughter. The boys grew. Toby grew curious and bold. Samuel grew calm and thoughtful. They shared meals. They shared toys. They shared scars from childhood fights and secrets whispered under moonlight. They never questioned why one looked different or why their names were not the same. All they knew was this: one woman raised them. Morenike taught them values deeper than wealth. She taught them respect, humility, and the sacred power of compassion. When food was scarce, she ate last. When school fees were due, she sold her jewelry. When life tested her, she stood firm. Years passed. The boys became men. Toby rose to become a respected leader. His voice strong, his decisions fair. Samuel became a brilliant mind, shaping ideas that changed lives beyond their village. Each carried success on his shoulders, but neither forgot where they came from. One evening, under a fading orange sky, both men stood before a crowd. Cameras flashed. Applause thundered. Yet their eyes searched for only one person: their mother. Morenike sat quietly at the back, her hair now touched with gray, her hands rough from years of sacrifice. When they spoke, the crowd fell silent. "We are who we are," one said, "because a woman chose love over bitterness." The other added, "She fed us with her body, raised us with her soul, and taught us that blood does not define family, love does." Tears flowed freely that day. Some women give birth. Others give life. Morenike did both, twice. And long after she was gone, her story lived on, told in homes, told on radios, told on screens, a reminder that sometimes the greatest people in the world are not raised by comfort, but by sacrifice. Because somewhere in Nigeria, a woman once breastfed 2 sons of fate, and the world was never the same again.